I'm just going to say that with Taylor Swift, there are battles she's had to pick for herself. When she was assaulted sexually by the Denver radio DJ, absolutely supported her on that effort, that she got her just desserts and she won the lawsuit, and that should have never ever happened to her. The deal with Scooter Braun and her former record label to be able to go and record her her music now and be able to go and do songs like Love Story and start recording her music over to make money off of it, because she doesn't have the right to those recordings or to the music altogether. She's not making money off the royalties from it. Absolutely understand that there. So again, there are fights she absolutely should have, and I of course I support her. Listen, she's a great musician. She's a great artist. Okay, she's extremely talented, but she is, as she's getting older, and I don't say this as a knock, she's got to have a thicker skin. There's just something where your past, everybody has a past that we're not happy about. We have a little bit of shame. We have a little bit of regret. And the fact of the matter is that with Taylor Swift getting older, she doesn't want to be looked at for her past. She doesn't want to be looked at to the fact that she went ahead and dated quite a few people publicly, which was part of publicity, right? At the time, that made her look like a little bit of a whore. And that's just the perception. Now, does that say that she is? No. But for her to go and air out her grievances on Twitter, it just didn't do well. Doesn't look good. And, that's what happens to some women when they start not falling in favor, because, there was a time where celebrities needed to have a bit of a thick skin and realize there's going to be some jokes that are going to be said that might be a little bit insensitive, but you got to be able to have a little bit of a point and say, you know what, got to be able to laugh at yourself. It's like, oh, okay, haha, yeah, that kind of stuff happened. But she took it personal. I got it. And, it's not fun to be called back out on some of your, what could have been considered, could have second guessed some of the decisions that you made, or what your people might have made you do, right? Because maybe we didn't have to go and have John Mayer out there up in front and learning about the relationship with him or with, picketing. Okay, it's just that those kind of things happened. And, I bet you Selena Gomez didn't feel good when she was, dating Justin Bieber or other people and feeling the same way, or Camila Cabello might have been the same way. There's other artists that, again, we see the relationships, and this is good for celebrity gossip, things like that. That's what happens. We can name names that have done this before, okay? Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor. When their youth and their beauty go away, they could be ridiculed and they could be brought down from the pedestal that was put upon them beforehand, could be brought back down. And Taylor Swift might start feeling some of the effects of that right now. Now, she's still a very young woman anyway, but she's not as young as she once was. And again, you're talking about somebody that's been in the public eye since 2009, right? Actually, 2008. That's right. And so with that said, she's 31 years old. And there's going to be a point where you might feel like you don't want to hear, being perceived as with your past, but that's what Elizabeth Taylor was. Oh my God, she was roiled for all the stuff that she did, for all the different husbands that she had. Zsa Zsa Gabor, same way, right? And Marilyn Monroe, the same way. It's the top of celebrity. So prone to ridicule and so prone to criticism. It's not fun, it's not good, but everybody gets criticism. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets some kind of shame. And you're not going to protect everybody all the time. And so, I can appreciate her giving that. Maybe a little bit of snarkiness or a little bit of a sarcasm coming back to handle it, to show that she wasn't being completely affected by it, but she took it to heart and she went and she meowed back on Twitter. She got Karen like, she put out the cat claws and she got pissed. She could have second guessed, maybe kind of like put that up as a draft and kind of hold on to it. Do I want to put this out on Twitter right now? Maybe I can hold itself back. Maybe not feel so pissed off. But you know what? The pressure from her agency, other publicity people, you know what? You need to make a comment about this. You need to stand up for yourself as a woman, empowered. You sure? Maybe that's just one of the other things. It's just going to be just a random reflex that she just felt like she needed to go and say something. Well, that could be well too. But again, I mean, people are going to be affected certain ways by criticism all the time. And, nobody has a thick skin anymore and doesn't realize, the best way you can handle it is to try to go and just, let it just slide off of you and don't let it affect. It's not perfect, but what else can you do in your celebrity? I mean, you have so much support and so much love and so much admiration around you, Taylor, right? What are you going to do about it? Again, you have your fan base, obviously, that swarmed, like hornets in a nest. And they were in defense of you all over. The Swifties were all over the place. Got it. But is this a battle to have? I mean, again, then the attacks were done on the producers, the directors, the talent that did this particular show on Netflix. Was that warranted? I mean, did the talent, the actors, did they deserve that? But again, it's like, she felt like she needed to go ahead and vindicate being attacked like she was by having a line dropped about her that you date more than Taylor Swift, or those kind of things. It's like, the script writing was accurate from what we see. That's why people might go ahead and get a chuckle out of it. Sure, it's at the expense of you, Taylor, but hey, it sucks that it happened to you. Okay, I give you that, but to go ahead and go full on attack, was it going to be the answer? It might have just made things worse. And either which way, you have so much support around you that it shouldn't matter. I mean, it's just one of those things where people are going to hate. You all know that. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, you can only imagine some of the other celebrities that are out there, if they had to go ahead and take the amount of hate and just decide, I'm just going to fall into a hole and just stay in the fetal position. Imagine if Eminem were getting that kind of commentary, okay? Or how about Kanye West in the same vein? These two, imagine if they went ahead and had to go and fight back and bitch about everything. Again, it could just be in the music that you do in your craft, and you just kind of just vent and recircumvent all those feelings and emotions, the anger, put it towards a song. Like, that's what you're good at. You're good at performing. You're good at putting and composing music and songwriting and, putting great songs together. And the channel and harness that energy that comes from that. If there's a way to creatively use that, that's an important lesson to give to all of you content creators out there that listen to the show. Those that decide to listen to the show. And some of you that might catch this show down the line, whenever that might be.